out for the winter, waiting on the summer. Just checked in my new whip, copped a brand new Hummer. Plus I work it out, process be cracking like some thunder. Feel me flex my USA to the down under. Easy baby, listen to me, I'll only sing a little bit to me.
Alright, who's heard that before? So it's important for. Alright, so some of these things, we see McDonald, why was you on Facebook?
That's why my mother always go to the organic store.
Oh,
I want to look at that.
Shorty goes on the.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute. Where else you living? Right? 13 of them are born out of every
Either one. Maybe I'll start on it and Rob will fill in the rest.
You know Rob likes to be
Like behind the scenes. I figured that.
incognito. I said, come get me to the event. All right, hey, let me know when you're getting out of here. I'm hungry. I'm like, what? You hungry?
All right. All right, may I have your full attention? Hamed, sit up. iPads down, or I'll collect the iPads, one of the two. So, I am so excited that we have Minister Inky Sangriel, okay, of the Amber Institute out of Atlanta, Georgia. He is a naturopath doctor and as well as a fitness enthusiast and professional. He has a lot of information to share with you, especially for young people. You're starting out early on in your life journey, and it's important to know information that Minister Inky has to share with you. And I'm so excited you are here.
Thank
Minister
you.
Inky. Give him
All
a
right.
hand.
All right. So, today's going to be a little bit different. My name is Minister Inky. You got that from Dr. Crystal. What's your name? Ladies first.
You.
Samaya.
Samaya. Okay.
Look up Samaya. Pay attention.
Samaya. Say your name. Nope, that's
And your
what
brother's
other
name?
people say.
That's your brother, ain't it? That's your sister? Okay. I could tell. Y'all both look like your dad or your mom, somebody. What's your name? Aunt?
Aaron.
Aaron? What's your name? What's your name? Samaya's brother.
Jose.
Jose?
Zay.
Zay?
Yes.
Okay. Giggly in the front? Come on, Giggly. You know who's
Pay
Giggly.
attention. Tashana.
You.
Tashana?
Giggly.
All right, so Tashana.
No.
What?
Tashara.
Tashara. Okay. Go ahead, little brother.
Go.
Oh, Tafari.
Tafari.
Yes.
Matt. Ahmed.
He said Matt.
Hamed.
Ahmed. Okay. I've been on the Greyhound for a long time with that engine. I was sitting in the back, so the engine was like.
Now, they're not speaking up.
Then I kept trying to turn up the headphones. I had the Drake, and it just the bus driver kept telling me to turn it down, and it's just, so okay.
Big Mac, you live.
Good deal. All right. So
My name's
typically,
Jamari. My name's Jamari.
Jamari. All right. But we work with those. We work with AKAs and they call me's and all that. We work with that.
Oh, man.
But what I wanted to do today was typically a little bit different. So normally, when I have a bunch of grown folks in the room, they come in and they already have problems. You know, it's like, look, I'm trying to get rid of this last 20 pounds. I got high blood pressure. I got diabetes. I got this and I got that and the other. So they kind of know what it is they want to do. So it's really easy for me, right? And then they also have reached some of their limitations, which is a problem when dealing with young folks talking about health, because you feel good almost no matter what you eat. So you load up on the Sprite. I've seen little plastic wrappers, hint, hint, wink, wink, little chocolate, sugary, whatever that was.
That was a Nutri-Grain.
Mm-hmm. And we don't see the results of those things. So when we hear people talking about health, it just sounds like the Charlie Brown teacher, boom, bam, 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 boom, bam, bam. And then the food that they're suggesting, it tastes like grass and dirt, and it's just like, okay, I heard what you said, cool. Everybody in my household sick anyway, so I'm just gonna give me some Chinese food. Matter of fact, let's find out. That's the first question before we even get to the title of today's lecture. How many people have somebody at home that has high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, any of these things? We never heard of that stuff?
I heard of it.
But nobody in your house? Nobody in your family? Yours?
Oh, I have a grandmother that died from cancer.
Grandmother, okay. So you know, if you have a grandmother that dies from cancer, your grandfather that died from cancer, then they tell you that typically the chances are a lot higher that you will too, because it quote unquote runs in your family now. What about you, little brother?
He talking to you.
Me?
Safari, give me that.
No one.
iPad.
No one?
Yeah.
Safari.
No one in your house?
How come I can?
Come on. Nobody in your whole family? Everybody in your family's healthy? Superheroes? Legion of Doom? Superman? Wonder Woman? Everybody's healthy in your household? Super strong?
Maybe they don't know.
Sometimes we know. What about you guys? Sometimes we just don't like to say because we don't want to be like called out, telling everybody my business and all that. I don't know him. Tell it my business.
I think do you have someone in your family that has like something that
All right. Well, look. Here's the important thing to understand.
Stay focused.
When you ask children one question about health, it's not that serious. But when you ask them, do they want to die? It becomes more serious. Because to me, I didn't really take it that serious until my 7th grade friend died at 17.
Wow.
Pneumonia. He just dropped dead.
Oh my.
When I turned 27, my buddy Vic, he dropped dead on the basketball court, playing basketball with his dad. His dad was 60.
Oh my.
We didn't have no trees behind our neighborhood. Little schoolyard, basketball court out there. Vic goes out there to play basketball with his dad, who's twice as old as he is. And he falls on the ground and never gets back up again.
Oh my.
Now, sometimes we don't want to hear about things like that, but we have to because they're a reality for us. When I was growing up, my Uncle Willie always took me to the gym. And my friends always thought that was a waste of time. Why are you always going to the gym? Why are you always eating beans? Why Willie always bringing sweet potatoes and yams around? Like, my uncle was super embarrassing. Imagine going to the pizza shop with your friends and your dad or your mom, whoever you live with. And when y'all get to the pizza shop, y'all order up everything y'all order, and then your mom pulls nasty aluminum foil with beans dripping out the aluminum foil out of her pocket and start eating that on the counter next to everybody. That's tough. We had to explain to everybody that Willie's from down south and da-da-da-da. You know, my uncle's crazy, but listen, he's buying everybody pizza, so shut up. Right? As we got older, my Uncle Willie is now like 77 years old. He's still winning bodybuilding contests.
Wow.
Most of my friends, their parents aren't even alive anymore. Their parents aren't even alive anymore. They don't have them anymore. But I'm sure they enjoy some sugary foods and some tastier things than Willie did, etc., etc. So what I'm showing you is that sometimes what looks funny up front is going to transition to what it is that you want to do later on in your life. All right? Who's heard that before? You? Almost everybody, right? We've heard Drake before, right?
Yeah.
If we heard a Drake album, we heard this. YOLO.
What does that mean?
You only live once.
Oh,
You
okay.
only live once. All right? So I thought this was very important for us to talk about because the way that it's popularly framed when we hear the term is not necessarily the way the people that are framing the term to you understand the term and use this motto in their life. Because see, some people will see this as you only live once as a reason to go ahead and be reckless and just try anything. You only live once. You gotta do it. Jump on a motorcycle. You ain't got no helmet? Don't worry about it. You only live once anyway. Right? Want to get drunk? Why not? Come on. You only live once. You gotta do it once. No. Those are the people on the bottom scale of life that look at this and see that. There's a whole nother dynamic to this that's not taught in our communities and to our babies, and I want to leave that with y'all. All right? You only live once, which means who wants to do something with their life? It's okay to say you don't, but sometimes people don't. What do you want to do? You, I'm in.
I want to be
You want to be an actor?
athlete.
An athlete?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to talk. I'm just spending a lot of time calling on you today. That's good. What about you?
Fashion design.
Fashion designer. Fashion designers have some of the worst health because they don't do anything but drink coffees and donuts and on the fly stuff. So it's important for you to learn. What about you?
Veterinarian.
Veterinarian. So you're going to keep animals healthy. That's good because animals get better treatment in the States than we do. Animals get treated better in America than people. And I don't mean black people. I mean people in general. All right? They make sure that the animals have a full spectrum of minerals every day. Everybody know what minerals are, right?
Yeah.
What are minerals?
Nutrients.
Good. What are vitamins?
Vitamin.
I don't know, but I know what it is.
Vitamin.
Yeah, vitamin.
Vital.
Something help you
Vital.
to grow,
Something to help you to grow?
Vitamin.
to stay healthy.
You said vitamin.
That's good. Those are both good answers. But here's the reason. This is why we have to have these conversations. Black people, which we all are the sickest people on the planet. We lead every category. Cancer, number 1. Diabetes, number 1. For y'all ladies, there's something called a hysterectomy. You need to have this conversation. You ever heard of that before? You? You? You do want to be a mom one day, right? They take out all of the stuff in your body that allows you to be a mom. So you won't ever be able to have children.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, right. Now, if we don't have these conversations, we stay at the top of those lists. Because our children don't know what a vitamin is. They don't know what a mineral is. They heard of it before, but it's not something that they know. And if you don't know it, really what it is, then how are you going to incorporate it? Right? I went to Alabama A&M. I went to it's another black university. We was down there doing some work with the bands and all this kind of stuff, and we got to be like college students the whole time, and we got to go to the cafeteria. I seen what they fed the athletes. They fed the athletes the same thing in these colleges, and these are D1 colleges. The same thing as the prisoners get in jail. It's the same people that make the same food, the same quality food. So your parents bust they behind, or either you borrow the money, Pell Grants, etc., and you bust your behind to pay that back, and you get the same food as somebody that's in prison. These are things that we have to think about, because I travel the world and I know that these conversations are happening with 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, but not ours. Not ours. So we will have this conversation today. Okay? Because this is what's going on with our babies. Who's had some chips today?
Everybody.
Already know. All right.
Yeah,
All right. All right. Okay, so we know. This thing right here is taking over the world. I just have such a big thing going. My daughter, she won't eat fish, she won't eat chicken, she won't eat nothing. But she wants taquitos from Quick Trip. I said, Tony, what's in the taquitos? She said, taquitos, Daddy. I said, Tony, you know better than that. She said, yeah, but I don't want to find out what's in it, Daddy, because if I find out what's in it, you're going to tell me I can't eat it. I said, no, I'm going to let you keep eating it on this one. This one, I'm going to let you research and find out what it is, and you decide if you want to keep eating it. All right? This is made taquitos with the ankles of animals. Ankles.
What is that?
Oh man.
Like your ankles. You have ankles, right? Everybody knows ankles. You have ankles between your leg and your foot.
Right.
Right. They take those from the animals, chop it up, and wrap it up in a little thing for you and put a lot of juice on it. Taquito.
Really?
So taquitos mean ankles.
No, that's a nice little cute name for small taco. But what taquito doesn't tell you is what it consists of. It's just telling you what the wrap is. So you got a taquito. You got a small taco. When you put the ito on it, that's like a part of poquito in Spanish. Poquito in Spanish means small. I used to speak Spanish last. I know. Poquito in Spanish is small. So ito, you're going to have like a miniature. And taquito is a small taco. All right? So this is ankles. All right? So some of these things, some of us, we cannibals, we vampires. Right? We cannibals and vampires. So we like to eat ankles and drink blood. No. Huh? How many people's a cannibal in this room? How many people's a vampire?
No.
Okay, we got one person. No cannibals here?
What kind
You eat flesh. You don't eat cows and chickens?
of? Yeah.
Okay. All right. See, we got to have these kind of conversations. We got to change the wording so we see what this is. Talk to me. Because a lot of us in this room have goals. Right? And we hear about this. Priorities. Who's ever heard the word priority? You heard a lot of words. How old are you?
Priority. Me.
You.
15.
That's why. All right. 15 years old, we start to bridge that gap between the younger things and the older things. Our parents start getting us ready. All right? But this is important because everybody deals with this as an adult. You got to get your stuff together. You know, you got to get your priorities in order because your priorities, da 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 da. All right? So if we haven't heard that directly, we might have overheard someone's argument and heard that word thrown around. But I know in the black households, priority, whoo! That word was ringing around my house. I'm up a building phone Monday. No, your priorities ain't in order, okay? Because you need to. All right. So, what's your number one priority? What should your number one priority be? God? God?
Yourself.
Yourself?
God.
God?
God.
God? Family? What you guys think? Yourself? Okay. To yourselves. What you think?
Oh, definitely creative.
Hold
Creative?
up. I think my number one, man, hold up. Myself first, then no, God.
Okay, now that's, you know what? I'm going to just deal with you
Cause
now.
I could.
Because you are us as a whole. That little thing that you're doing right now, where you like, God, no, myself. No, God, myself.
No.
That we're all doing. I'm going to tell you what's happening. Some small part of us knows that the number one thing on this list should be ourselves. But we're trained and indoctrinated, like brainwashed. Who's ever heard of Illuminati and brainwash? Okay. We're brainwashed to think that it should be God or someone else. But if you, I'm an ordained minister. You probably never seen a minister exactly like Minister Inky, but I'm an ordained minister. Most of my time I spend in churches. This is incorrect. Because if we put God first, right? God has sent us here to do something. If we put God first and we spend all our time focusing on God, we're not even prepared to do the work here. We can't do the work here because people are lethargic. They don't have the energy. They don't have the money. They can't even walk. They call, I can't get out the bed, Minister Inky. What can I take for this? My arm, my this, my that. We can't accomplish his work. If we're not healthy, we can't take care of our family. In fact, a lot of us become burdens to our family. Okay, this is not really a child conversation, but when people pass away, they hurt the family more than they help the family because of their health. As they get older, they hurt the family more than they help the family because of their health. What athlete you going to be?
Football player.
football players. I was just about to say them. I didn't even know you was going to be a football player. But football players specifically have a very short lifespan after football.
Really?
Yeah.
So they spend all their time getting that money, they get that contract, and now listen, they do change their family tree forever. A lot of them come from places like where I came from, where they don't have nothing. By the time they make it to the NFL, their family would never live like that again. But they will not experience that because they sacrifice their health in order to get there, which you don't have to anymore. You don't have to anymore. So these are some of the things that's important. You can't be any help to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, your spouse if you're not healthy. All right? That question, that we'll deal with a little bit more tomorrow. But business and money, all right? This is a big problem in our community. The social programming that we receive as we're young. When you see somebody put on weight, what does that mean? Anybody? Somebody put on weight, you haven't seen them in a while. What do we think about that?
Eating good.
Eating good,
That's it.
making money. They must have a good job. That's incorrect. They're eating a lot. They're eating a lot,
Not good.
but they're not eating good. There's a difference. But because we so starving all the time, we're used to the refrigerator being empty all the time. As soon as we get money, we want to eat. In fact, it's so bad that now we have replaced the word or the phrases we used to use for getting money, making money, with eating. Y'all gotta eat, fam. Y'all gotta eat. You going to the kitchen or you going to work? Like, where you going with that? They're synonymous. You're friends. Okay? You will become the friend, you'll be the ex-friend. Okay? Because we have a novel understanding of friendship which is incorrect. All right? A friend is somebody that you're willing to invest in and they're also willing to invest in you. All right? A bum is somebody that's just looking for you to give them. Okay? So some of y'all might have some bum ideas in your mind I want to help get out. Okay? Because sometimes people think that to share means giving me. I have to deal with that with my daughter. It's like, Daddy, but Chase didn't share. I'm like, hold on. You know, sharing is a two-way thing. He lets you play sometime and then you let him play sometime. A lot of us, we grow up thinking that share just means give me. It doesn't. Okay? So I don't need any replies, but I can see the eyes. So I know that some of us have that situation going on now. Who's familiar with Cameron, Dipset?
No.
Cameron, Dipset. Anybody listen to rap music?
I know Cameron. The braids.
Cameron with the
He
braids.
said
Oh,
you too young.
he doesn't have braids anymore.
No more. Yeah.
I probably heard you say they too young.
Actually, I think you think about his partner, Jimmy. Right.
Yeah.
But I got to show you this. Because we have some very interesting arrest and jail statistics that are happening in our community. Right? So we got to talk about this. Because Cameron has a line in one of his songs, and it's right here. He said, imagine me wake up 7:30 for work. I'd rather run the streets 7:30 would work. Then his mix CD is this here. So talk to me about this. I don't want to explain that. What is this?
McDonald.
Come on, Giggly.
That's Ronald McDonald.
The hamburger on the right hand side.
Talk to me. What does this picture say to you? We see Hamburglar, we see McDonald, we see the gun pointed right back.
Dang.
Right? So now look, if this is the Hamburglar and this is Ronald McDonald, right? Whose attention am I looking to attract with the Hamburglar and Ronald McDonald?
You.
The youth, children. Okay. And then
Kids, they eat at McDonald's.
okay, and then what else? So then what am I doing now that I've attracted your attention and I'm about to do what to you?
Kill you.
Rob. Kids.
All of the above. All of the above. All right? These are things that we have to understand because this is what's shaping our psychology. So we have to have these conversations.
Well, put a mask on.
Because there's a little disconnect between these community leaders, because this is a community leader, no? Cameron? Rick Ross? Drake? Are those community leaders? What do you think? No? Yes? What makes a community leader?
Someone who sets out positive information to people. Someone who.
That's what we'd like to think a community leader is.
Someone has some type of influence, be it negative or positive.
Boom. That's it. If you got influence over people in the community, you are a community leader. period, because you are leading some portion of that community. So even if I stand on the corner every day and I got the little young dudes around me, they want to look fresh like me, they want to hop out the whip like I do, they're going to follow what I'm doing. I'm now a community leader. So if I tell them, look, all I do is think for a living. I read books, I write books, I help people be healthy. You could do this like I do. They're like, ooh, yeah? Okay, I like that. But I can also tell them something else and have them go in a different direction.
Like this.
Like this, right? And that will separate us from these guys. Somebody guess who's this? Who's this? Our parents. Our parents, right? Now, have y'all noticed that all these pictures are coming from Instagram? All right, there's a reason why I use Instagram. Because we're all on social networks right now. More than half of the world's population is under 30. Let me start there. All right, so there's 9 billion people, 7 billion people, depending on whose count you go by. More than half of them are under 30. Now, the reason for that is because our elderly and our sick are getting very poor care. So people are dying left and right, much faster than they should, which is what we hope to slow down, at least in our community. I'm not worried about how fast Chinese folks and everybody else dying, just y'all, right? But there's a disconnect between these guys and Cameron, the Rick Ross. What's the difference? If I'm a young man, what would make me want to be like Cameron as opposed to this guy, right? Because I'm going to tell you what I see, right? When I look at this guy, I mean, I probably would have had a whole nother outfit on. That's probably not where we're really going with the outfit. Then, you know, he doesn't really have many girlfriends. You know, he's just got this one, you know, it's this mom, just like, the mom never looks good. It's just mom, you know, and then they're going to work all the time, but every time I ask them for money, it's like, not right now, I don't got it. Girl, you know, I just paid this. Boy, you know them sneakers cost that. Right? So now, when I look at them, it's like, ooh, is that who I want to become? Or am I trying to work towards this? I mean, a man never runs out of money. Never runs out. His clothes are always brand new. He's got 1,000 girlfriends. Every city. It's a hard sell. See, there's something that most of us don't touch on, and this is a problem that I have with teachers around the world. 80% of communication is what? Who's ever heard of that? Where am I going with that? Who's ever heard of it? Non-verbal. Visual's close, but there's a lot more than just visual. So 80% of communication is non-verbal. It means that 80% of what's communicated between people is not audio. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's children. But 80% of what's communicated is non-verbal. That means that our learning systems should be based around that principle, because 80% of what I learn from anybody is going to be what? Non-verbal. It's not going to be what he points to on the board. It's going to be how he moves, his diction, his voice, his lifestyle. Am I really interested? Is he fat? Is he ugly? Is he handsome? What does his shoes look like? Are they high water? You know, when I was in school, so many different things distracted me from the teacher. Like, soon as he walked in, if he had on funny glasses, it was over. We going for 35 minutes on his pants, his glasses. By the time the bell rang, we didn't hear one word. He said, we out of here. We didn't hear one word. Why? Because of this. The image, the lifestyle. This is ingrained in us. We only live once. So somebody has to talk about the benefits to this lifestyle, or it doesn't get sold. It doesn't get sold. We continue to have 30-year-old grandparents. Which I don't know about that.
Babies having babies.
Correct. Because if your mom has you at 15, and then you turn around and have another baby at 15, your mom's a grandmom at 30. I never seen that. We never had that in my time. Grandmoms all looked the same. They had the hair, the big, you know, the big fat old lady. That was grandma. Now grandma looked like mom. Like, it's confusing. I was like, is that your mom, your sister, daughter, poo? Okay. But the lifespan is getting shorter, so there's a bigger problem. All right, because I know all y'all want to live. So how many of us have both parents in the house? Anybody? Okay, good. It's always good to be in a room that has that. How many of you, like you said, you wanted to be a veterinarian?
Mm-hmm.
Are your mom or dad a veterinarian?
No, my mom is a teacher. My father is a police officer.
Awesome. So you are following in their footsteps in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You're being a public professional.
What's the question?
Are you following in your parents' footsteps? What do they do?
My father a police officer, my mother worked for URS.
And you want to be?
A fashion designer.
So you're not following their footsteps. Because you're not doing a public service thing like she is. You're trying to get paid. And use your creativity. Right. Every day. Ooh. You got perked up when you said that. Every day. Right? So what is it about money that excites us more than health? When I say health, you're like, oh yeah. How long is this class? I say money, you're like every day. I want money every day. So what is it that attracts us more to money than
I
health?
don't really care about money.
You got more excited about it?
What money could get us?
What money can get us? What can money get us? Let's talk about it.
Not
In
life.
fact, you know what? I saved that for Michael Jackson and Steve Jobs. We'll get to it. All right? But this is a good friend of mine, and I wanted to put him in here. Because this is how the men in my circle look. It's a lot different than what's publicly portrayed to us. So I needed to show you this. Because this is what it's supposed to look like right here. This is what it's supposed to look like. Okay? This is your jewelry right here. These are my man's platinum and gold chains right here. Okay? Because this is where real wealth is created. Real wealth and real value. Okay? Real wealth and real value in the household. Right? So let's talk about this. Can y'all see this good?
Yeah.
What's... Oh, okay. So with the cartoons up, and then I get the... All right, got you. I'm learning. So on this side of the room with the teenagers, I gotta say money. And then we get excited over there. Heads pop up from iPads, everything. Money. I put cartoons up on the left side, and it's like, oh, so what's going on over here? What is this? What is this? Who? Since y'all like this cartoon, what is this word right here?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. Ignorance. All right. So under ignorance is, what do we have there? Come up front if you want. If you're brave enough.
I say
Scared? You want to come up?
I say ignorance.
Come on up. Let me show you how to use this thing.
On
Yeah.
Monday.
All you gotta do is press this button down, right here in the middle. Look, and you see this red dot.
Tuesday.
All right. So now hold on, guys. Listen, I want y'all to respect him. What is going on right here?
Hello, girl. I think finished.
What are they doing right here?
Nervy.
Fighting.
A fight. That's right,
Can I go out?
guys. Under ignorance, we have fighting, and it's not just fighting. What this is black on black crime. All right. Right next to that, what are we looking at? What's this guy look like with this cup in his hand? What's going on with this guy?
They drink.
Drinking. So intoxication.
You see one picture is like the whole family dead and they have the kids right there. Then the second picture is
I don't
like
watch cartoon.
people,
I watch
family,
wrestling.
they all dancing inappropriately. You see the girl right there with the shorts on.
Twerking.
Inappropriately.
Twerking.
Yeah.
See, listen. No, this is important. Now we gotta talk about twerking. See, listen.
No.
No,
And then
listen.
you got people in the air, and you see the drinks and stuff in their hand. They like they turning up, but that's they totally and yeah,
Listen.
just acting the food from the different family.
That's right. And this is very important. This twerking situation.
Yes.
All right, because now you are the target. You are the target.
Yeah, that's the.
Now you
that's
got
the
this
bad.
dude from 3-6 Mafia, right? Juicy J. Who's heard of Juicy J? How many of y'all know that he started out in a group called 3-6 Mafia?
I did.
Okay, what does 3 6s mean? 3-6 Mafia, what does that mean?
The
Right,
Illuminati.
3-6 Mafia, I got you, but what does it mean? Now I know you know the songs, what does it mean?
Illuminati.
Illuminati. Close. It's devil worship, etc., etc. Illuminati kind of got linked with the 666 thing later on, but it's devil worship. All right? So you have a gentleman come out of a group that openly practices devil worship, right? And I seen the videos, the music, really into the devil worship thing. Baphomet the head to go cutting it off and all. Now, he's walking around the country though with Miley Cyrus, right? Who used to be who? Who was Miley Cyrus before she's now naked twerk? Correct. Hannah Montana. I'm about to give you $1. Hannah Montana. So now Miley Cyrus is going around with Juicy J, and they're telling your age girls that you can get a scholarship from them directly by doing this. They're offering twerking scholarships.
What the? Twerking stuff?
But see, look, you can only offer a twerking scholarship to a child that doesn't have this involved with them. See, a child this is their dad, Cameron, you can offer them a twerking scholarship. But children like this, like you can't offer you a twerking scholarship. Y'all not there. But there are millions of girls that are. They don't have a mom and dad at home. That's a cop, and they don't have those examples. So they fall for that. So it's important. Who's heard of this?
Scandal?
Yeah. How many people have seen Scandal?
TV show.
That's a good show.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
Scandal.
Everybody
Okay.
knows.
Scandal's a good show. See, this is why Minister Ike has to come in with the Instagram slides to talk to the babies. What does the word scandal mean? Before we get to the show, what does scandal mean? Because you said it's a good show. Okay, what does scandal mean? Scandal, all in and of itself, is a negative term. It means that there's something bad going on that we're trying to keep secret because we want it to continue to go on. That's a scandal. So automatically, that should pop up a negative connotation in your mind. Now, what is the show about? The show is about a black woman, right?
Which is right there.
The show is about a black woman
It's a sad piece.
that's cheating with a married man, and the show frames it in a way where it looks like she's living an exciting lifestyle, but she's not, because no matter what happens, she goes home to an empty house with no family. She never has a future, because once she gets tiring, he's going to go off after he's no longer the president, the show's gone, etc., etc. He's going off with that white woman, and they're going to live together. So right now, what's happening is, and you see the dynamics. It's a white man with a white woman that are happily married. Then it's the black woman who has no morals and will do anything with a married man. Now, when that's pushed out into our community, this is where we're going.
What is so funny?
And we got to understand this because somebody has to turn it off. See, everybody makes the excuse, nah, it's a scandal. I know scandal. I'm gonna just watch this last one because remember last week that the moms got out the place and then she was trying to kill the dad. And I watched Scandal one time. I had the hard time turning it off. I was like, oh, turn that off. Yes, it's addictive. You watch half an episode you in. All right? But we got to get this because they're not targeting anybody with this but you.
That's funny.
Yes.
What does that say up there? Anybody can read that for me?
Rap music is a cause.
You the youngest guy in the room. Rap music is a cause. A cause of what? Now let's see who can read this. Come on, older side of the room. Let's go. Older side of the room. Cognitive dissonance. Awesome. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. There's a lot of scientific ways I can explain that, but the easiest and the one that I want you to walk away from here with is this. Matter of fact, let me tell you a story. I'm walking down 125th Street in Harlem, right? And there's a lady walking up ahead of us. Got two fellas with me. She looks beautiful. So we look and we're like, oh man, you know. We walk up and she has a cigarette. Now for me, a cigarette is a turnoff. As soon as I see a woman with a cigarette, she's no longer pretty. You are foul. Okay? You're disgusting. You drink tar. You drink ammonia, you're disgusting. Okay? Cigarettes are nasty. But the problem is, as we continued to walk past her, she had the hold in her neck,
Oh,
and she
man.
had to talk like this
Oh,
with the
man.
microphone,
Oh,
and she was still smoking anyway with a big hole in her neck, and the smoke was coming out her mouth and her nose and her neck, and it looked so nasty I couldn't believe it. But I said to myself, how the hell do you got a big hole in your neck and you still smoking the cigarettes?
Right.
That's not funny. That's sad.
Cognitive dissonance. It's sad, but it's a lot of us because we are all that woman. How many of us know that soda's not good for us? How many of us had a
I
soda
don't
this
drink
week?
soda. Oh, I ain't had no soda.
Cognitive dissonance. When you know something is wrong and you still do it anyway. And most of us still do it anyway and think nothing's gonna happen. Now how do you do that? You're fooling yourself. How do you do that? It's like when you're telling a lie to your friend and your friend catch you in the lie and you keep lying anyway and thinking if you get angry enough, they'll believe you. It's cognitive dissonance. I know it's a big term, but we gotta get that, all right? That is when you are full of, okay. I know y'all heard that term before. That's a scientific way of saying that, all right? So now you don't have to say full of, you can go out and tell your friend, cognitive dissonance, don't worry about it. I got you. He won't know what you're talking about.
What?
Talk to me about this picture here. This is important.
What is? I can't see.
Why we read. So what do you see there?
I
One
see.
guy brain empty.
Yeah.
One guy's brain is empty.
As far as reading.
A lot of thoughts.
I see the picture.
A lot
Is
of
it-
images.
Is y'all trying to say instead of watching TV, read a book or something?
Not exactly.
Like too much TV?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell
I
you.
watch
You
TV.
never,
I
you
think
never
the phone-
read
I think
and
the
the TV got this time.
Well, what happens is this. The way we think, the way we communicate, we form neural networks in our brain. Those are just little circuits, things that link to one another, right? And when those get stronger, we get smarter. So for instance, when you go into a class, like say for instance, you go to a Spanish class, and you never heard Spanish before, that means that you have no neural networks for Spanish. So when you sit there, it sounds crazy. But as you stay in that class, or you stay around Spanish people, you start to slowly build up in your brain neural networks for Spanish. So Spanish becomes easier. Just like a sport. You go to the free throw line like Shaquille O'Neal, no neural networks for a free throw. Got a special coach, kept practicing every day,
Yes.
neural networks build up, free throw is easier, right? This is showing you that when you read a book, it is exercise for your brain. Because
my mother tell me.
Because all of the visual images, all of the story, you have to create in your mind.
Yes.
When you watch TV, the story is played out for you in front of you, so you do zero thinking. And we get used to going long stretches of time without thinking. Do you think that there's only going to be one fashion designer? When it's your time to come out of school and do fashion design, how are you going to compete? How are you going to be better than the other fashion designers? Why am I going to pick you to design my line?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? When you get to the fashion designer world, how are you going to be the person? Like, how is it that you are going to be the Tommy Hill or the Versace? Like, why would I pick your line over someone else's? Why would I hire you as a veterinarian over somebody else? Why would I pick you as a football player in a draft versus another player?
Because I could, because of the stuff that I could do better than him.
Okay. How does that, where do you get that stuff from? Where do you get that stuff from?
Since
You gotta learn it from somewhere. But here's what happens. We don't have mental endurance because we don't exercise our brain. So a lot of us can't sit down and read for longer than 20, 30 minutes. Some of us get headaches when that happens. Some of us can't even sit still for 20 or 30 minutes. It's because we don't have the strength to do that.
Attention span, focus,
That's right. But that comes from a physical place. All right?
same thing.
Nobody know these guys?
Yeah.
Who?
B.I.G. and Drake.
B.I.G. and Drake.
Oh.
Eminem,
I forget his name.
Macklemore.
Macklemore,
What about this guy?
Superman.
Superman. He might as well be Superman to Eminem and Macklemore. He probably is Superman to them. They might have posters of him on their wall.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. And the rest of the crew, right? Hov, Wayne, Kanye,
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Uh-oh, come on. Who's this guy?
Jacob.
What about this guy?
My boo.
Your boo.
Kendrick Lamar.
He's so rude.
And this guy.
Can't
Rito.
see.
Tyler the something or other. What is the difference? What is the difference between the people I just showed you and the guys in your neighborhood that are trying to do the same thing? Because every neighborhood is filled with everybody that's trying to put a demo out. They're on their way to putting a demo out like right now. And the crazy thing is everybody's singing and rapping about how much money they got and nobody can even afford studio time. So,
Oh man.
right, so,
Oh man.
yeah, so what is the difference between these guys and the guy in your neighborhood?
Boys in my neighborhood, they real ghetto. I mean, well, the neighborhood that I used to had to move because I needed to get out that area for real.
It's all right, go ahead.
I wasn't finished.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What I say?
Exactly.
Oh,
You said you had to move out your neighborhood because
okay.
it was rough.
The neighborhood, the boys in my neighborhood, they posting pictures on Facebook. Oh, I got money. They had like the little hundreds of dollar bills and stuff. People write like the boy I know named Sonic. He like write fake checks. Then like he turn them in. Then he bring home like stacks and stuff. Like then just be passing it out because he lived in a little trap house or whatever at PG Mall somewhere. And I'm being dead serious. That's why he locked up right now. Cause he
That's why he's locked up right now. And how old is he?
I don't know, like 16.
Like 16, locked up right now. Fake checks, $100 bills that he passes out to his friends. Awesome. This is why we're having this class today, guys. That's good to get on video. We have to have that kind of conversation. The difference between these people and the people in our neighborhood is they have a different outlook on you only live once. You have to understand that. You only live once. You only get one shot at this. And what that means is you don't even get a shot back at yesterday or last month or last week. So as you're eating snacks, burritos, donuts, etc., once that diabetes sets in, like how many of us enjoy needles? You enjoy needles?
Needles.
Yeah, needles, like getting injected.
I don't know.
What type of needles did you thought I was saying?
I don't know what you said. I just rose my
She just agreed with everything. All right, good. Diabetics take anywhere from 2 to 3 needles a day. Who's this guy?
Future.
My boo. Oh, that's my other boo.
Oh,
Future boo.
Who's this guy? Too old for y'all?
That's yeah.
That's old for them also.
I knew I was working by his face.
Talk to me about this.
You don't know.
Talk to me about this. Rap was better before. Why was rap better before? I know y'all heard this. The old school better than the new school.
Because the old school, well, I'm the only one. Because the old school, they wasn't talking about all that stuff we talking about now. Oh, Pooh, I was talking.
Yes, you stuttering.
Pooh, I'm still talking.
All right, so wait. So let her finish and then you go next. Come on. Come on.
Sorry. Because y'all, it's me. I'm talking.
Okay, come
Back
on.
in the day, like they had to, I don't know, like they wasn't talking about all the stuff like they talk about now, like back in the day. I don't know if it was twerking and stuff like that back then, because I wasn't born back then, like we were all the way back then.
Right.
But
But
I'm
that's the
just saying,
general
like, they
gist.
wasn't talking about all the boys talking about
The
all
ignorance.
the girls
Just
and
say
the
negative
thoughts
stuff.
and all the other stuff. Like, oh, Pooh, no thought, no hoe, none of that.
So
No,
wait.
no Pooh.
So do you have something different? What you was getting ready to
She
say?
was going to say my stuff.
Now, what I was gonna say is, back in the day, they had music that means something, and now today they just
When you say mean something, that's good. That's good. What you mean something?
like some lyrics that like have a meaning to them.
That's
now
right.
we listen to some lyrics.
That's right. Well, no. Here's the misconception. Let me say this, because part of what you're saying is wrong, And it's very important that we understand that it's wrong. Every song means something.
I'm here.
See, what we take is that when the songs used to mean something, is it used to mean something positive. But every song means something because every song is leading you in a direction. Everything you bump into in your life affects the next thing that you do because it becomes a part of your experiences.
Like that Beyonce Drunken Love song.
Like that Beyonce Drunken Love song. My children is not even allowed to watch or listen. Don't you. My daughter, it's too much of a high price to pay to know any of them lyrics in my house.
No, because she was my role model at first.
Listen,
How old is because she really turned into being
22, 21, 13, 10. Keep going.
Yeah.
I got a bunch. All ages.
Oh man. Please, I'm thinking you're 20 years old. Please don't tell me you're older than 20.
All the stuff that I teach, I really do it. So you don't have to look like an old man as you get older. That's the Pepsi, the fried chicken, the grease, all that stuff. So mess up people's skin. But rap was better before because rap was independently homegrown. Rap was independently homegrown. It's important that you understand this. All right? Money came in, right? See? This is our guys in the neighborhood right here. $25 for the beat. And my little brother sell beats for $50. People be thinking that's expensive. Music industry beats start at $10,000 and go up to $200,000. So you walking around in your neighborhood, you're talking about $25 expensive. How you going somewhere?
Right.
Now, what I'm using this for is to show you an analogy between your life, your health, and the things you want to do and this simple music story. See, what I'm showing you is that these people that make it, they have a different understanding of you only live once. They're not going to wait to invest in themselves. Once they find out that something is toxic for them, they're going to put it down. How many of us know that Jay-Z and Beyonce just went on a fruit fast?
A
fruit fast. We started the fruit fast last year. Somehow it picked up into the community because I have famous people that watch us.
Ew. Like,
And a fruit fast just means that they only ate fruit.
Yay.
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was about to say.
Oh. But they just went on a fruit fast, and it's important for you to understand why. Kobe Bryant. Who knows Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant is a vegetarian.
None of y'all know Kobe Bryant.
Well, know about, know his name, know heard of Kobe Bryant. Let me rephrase
That's what I was about to say. Where's his number?
Yeah. But Kobe Bryant's a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat.
He a vegetarian.
And when asked why, he said because basketball players suffer too much injuries, and that's why he recovers a lot faster than everybody else. Meat destroys your body.
I remember like 2 times I said I was about to be vegetarian. And I said I was only going to eat fruits and vegetables.
What stopped you?
It turned into be, I don't know, it turned into be, because I was not this size. Like I was out there running track, playing soccer, playing basketball, doing that. But now.
Don't laugh.
But now.
It's going to hit you too.
But
No, I'm not laughing at what she said.
Oh.
I'm laughing to all the.
that. And that's when, I guess, I don't know, when I started eating more food, I guess I wasn't in it no more because I guess I was gaining weight.
Now that you shared something like that with us, I'm going to share some good stuff with you. Because that was some good stuff. You don't think it's good stuff, but it is good stuff. Because you was slim, you was in shape, and now you feel like you're a fatty. How old are you? 15, right? That's good to have that happen to you early. Me, I know a lot of this stuff because my dad taught me a lot of stuff when I was young. As I got older, my neighborhood influenced me more than my dad did. So I got into the chicken sandwiches, the Chinese restaurant, got a little bit older, we started drinking and doing some other stuff. I still knew the information, but the cognitive dissonance was kicking in. Because the information's not that fun. Especially when all your friends doing one thing and you like, and then it's the YOLO, right? We got the backwards version of it. You only live once. So it's like, all right, you know what? This time we're gonna. I had a stroke and I died. had a stroke. When your heart stops beating.
You're joking or you're for real?
I'm dead serious.
How old were you when you had a stroke?
Oh, 29, something like
Are
that.
you
What
serious?
the heck were you doing
28?
when you have a stroke at 29 years old?
Going hard. Going hard. You know, I'm from urban I'm from the trap.
We from?
New York?
The trap.
From New York?
Bronx.
Bronx?
Yeah. But I mean that's my start. So I knew all this information and none of it I used until I got scared.
Wow.
Because I got lucky. When I opened my eyes back up, the nurse was scared. She didn't know how to explain it to me. My wife was already broken down into tears on the other side of the room. They was already having the other kind of conversation, like, man, we did everything we can do. And I popped up, like, oh, where's my clothes at?
Serious?
I'm dead serious. My arms were out of the socket. This shoulder right here is still not as good as this one. My hips came, my legs came out, everything. I was toe up. And I went raw. I went raw, not vegan, not vegetarian, raw. Raw means that you don't even eat anything cooked.
Yes.
I did that for 2 years.
What?
And guess what? After that 2 years, my body was completely healed again, and guess where I was at?
Oh,
Yo, what's up tonight?
yo.
Now we are going to tunnel? Yeah, I'm down. Nah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I got 20. Yeah, I got some money too. Yeah, all right. I was back. I was back.
Got to do what you was doing.
That's right, because the fear wore off, and I wasn't doing what I was doing because it was the right thing for me. See, I teach my children this, and they know this like a mantra. The difference between a civilized, who knows what civilized means? Let's see what y'all know. Who knows what civilized means? What does that mean? Civilized. Let's talk about civilized.
What civilization means.
What does that mean? Civilization?
I just heard it before.
Oh, okay. Civilized means that you know how to do the right thing just because it's the right thing. Who's heard of the word savage? What does that mean?
Crazy.
Crazy. Not exactly. Keep going.
Oh.
Come on, Miss Kimberly.
He just played with me.
Out of control.
Crazy, out of control, whatever. Out of control is better. Out of control is better. A savage is anybody that has to be forced to do the right thing. They have to be threatened. So globally, white folks, Chinese folks, Indian folks, they look at American blacks, they look at you as a savage because of how we occupy the prison system. And the reason why we're behaving in such a way is because we don't understand what we put in our body affects our brain. We don't understand that how much we watch TV or how much we use calculators or how much we take the thinking out of our brain and make it external. My phone does the thinking. See, y'all never had to memorize a phone number.
Yep.
In my group, when I was 10 years old, I had to know everybody's number in my family. Everybody's number.
By heart.
All my buddies, everybody. I had like 30 to 40 numbers in my mind at all time memorized.
Same here.
Including addresses and everything. Nobody does that anymore.
Nope.
I did it when I was 6.
I know my mother through all my friends.
I did
That's
it
good.
when I was 6.
That's good.
Y'all, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, and all them numbers, huh?
When I
Now,
was 6.
What about these guys?
Sing.
Biggie.
Biggie. And who's this guy?
Tupac.
Tupac. It's a big difference between Biggie and Tupac. So I want to talk about this. Besides the fact that obviously Biggie didn't go to any of Minister Inky's classes, right? Because he wouldn't have been a Biggie. He would have been a Slimmy, right? Slimmy.
Small.
Right? Besides the obvious, right? What's the difference between these two gentlemen?
One was highly educated. One was actually knew better. He
Correct.
actually knew better.
Correct.
He
This
was
gentleman-
just acting out.
That's right. So this gentleman had a very, 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 very strong education. Why was he living the lifestyle that he was living then? Let's go back to that term, cognitive dissonance. He knew better. He knew better, but he was still out there anyway, right?
Yep.
Okay, and see, some of y'all know better, y'all gonna be out there anyway, it's fine. As long as you got this stuff in the back of your mind, it kicks in. Because see, my dad told me a lot, and it was in the back of my mind later on when I got, oh, you know my dad? It kicked in. You only live once. Do you think that if either one of these gentlemen could come back today, they would do things differently?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like what? You don't think so?
No.
What was the question?
There would, it would be like you
If they
said,
could come back from the dead, would they do
Yeah,
things
couple of
differently?
changes.
like you said, it would still be in their head to do the right thing, but
Maybe they would do the wrong. Well, no. If they could, I would agree with you if my question was if they didn't die, would they do something different?
yeah.
But having died, knowing they were dead, and then got a second chance to come back, do you still think they would do the same stuff?
Nah.
Exactly, they would change. Why? What might they want to do different?
Because first their life got threatened and they died, so they don't want that to happen again since they have a second chance, so they eat healthy.
What's the most important thing to do in life?
Lazy.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Living. That's it. See, we get so wrapped up sometimes in maybe chasing the success, right? That's why her picture's here now. That we don't see that the moment that we get the success, you might die. Because of the sacrifices that you made along the road to get there. She no longer has a lot of her original body parts. You know,
No, she was skinny.
right. I mean, she's got fake everything. The butt's fake,
Everything.
the boobs is fake, the abs are fake.
She got her nose done.
Harder.
Oh man, abs was fake since Janet Jackson. She had the lower rib removed. These folks, listen, now a fake booty is in your record contract.
Wow.
But what if you already got a big booty?
No.
Well, then
no.
whatever. But now, when you get a record deal, if you are a young lady, you have to start to do plastic surgery.
Google a picture of her before.
And then her butt wasn't that fat. Her
That's
butt
right.
was,
She was skinny.
She didn't have one.
And then she had a little.
She was just a skinny girl. But this stuff is in your contract now. So listen, before when I was young again, going back to the telephone thing where we had to memorize numbers and now you don't. When I was young, it was a theory. It was like, yeah, you sell your soul out to the devil. You know, when the devil comes, you sell your soul out. And it was like this kind of little, now it's serious. Now it's real. Now we really want you to give us your flesh. We really want to take years off your life. Like, no, you're going to take these shots.
Wow.
You're going to get this fake body parts.
Wow.
Right? What happened to Kanye West's mom?
She died.
She died. Why?
In the breast.
Yeah, plastic
we
surgery.
got-
She's trying to get
She
breast.
died because Kanye West made it big. Kanye West killed his mother.
What?
See?
But
See, that's a new way to look at it. We got to start looking at things like that. Kanye's mother was how old? Average. Come on, guess.
57.
57. Boom. That's actually the age. She was like 60, something 50, 58 something. Why was she getting fake boobs at 60?
Because the type of music he was making, or the music she was hearing.
Yeah, her mind. What are you doing with fake boobs at 60?
That's crazy.
What are you doing with fake boobs? Ever.
Right.
But at 60,
Wow.
what are you doing?
Right.
And if my mom's is single, like my mom's is, she lives in Virginia, then I'm the guy. I'm her guy now. So I make it big. I'm Kanye. I got the money. Hey, yeah, baby, you know, I was thinking about getting that breast job. Mom, stop. You got the money? I'm not sending it to you.
Right.
What breast job? Where are you going? To the club? Stop, Mom. Stop, Mom. I gotta work. Mom, you're done. Boom. You're done. What do you mean breast job at 60? For what?
Right.
Where you going?
She was hot.
Her body couldn't take those changes
Nope.
because we don't even know what those changes are. Again, when I was young, there was a testing period for things. There's no testing period now. Johnny Cochran. Who's heard of Johnny Cochran? O.J. Simpson. What about you, Giggly? Johnny Cochran died from a brain tumor. Where was the brain tumor located? Anybody?
On the side where he kept his cell phone.
Right behind his ear.
Wow.
Using his cell phone all the time. People walking around with them Bluetooths on. I used to work at Verizon selling that stuff, so I already know. Like, I know. Who's ever seen Wizard of Oz? What is that? Wizard of Oz, is that the one where, where it's like the little man, but he's making everybody scared like he's a big guy, the wizard? That's how this whole thing is. Behind the scenes is a whole nother situation than what you're being presented. There's no testing period now. So they're not using these phones on somebody for 50 years and then saying, well, we know what the damages could be. No, you're the test. It's you. They're experimenting on you. You're the test.
And what are you all always doing? Excuse me, brother.
All these machines.
What are all these young people always? I call it technology paralysis.
Well, well, no, it is paralysis, and no, he's calling it that. But scientifically, that's what it is, because scientifically, we are addicted to radiation. No, listen.
I just listen to the radio.
Listen up, everybody. Just
Hold on, this is important, and I didn't even think of this. The class now taking other dimensions. How many of us have to listen to the radio or leave the TV on at night to go to sleep?
I turn it off when I go to sleep.
I ain't been unplugged mine.
That's good.
Yeah, I do that.
But they have technology where they can look at you through your television.
Well, listen, before you even get there, just the radiation at night stops your brain from being able to function. You have a pituitary and a pineal gland in your brain. In order for them to work, you have to have a certain period of day, at least 8 hours, where you're submerged in complete darkness and silence.
That's true.
How many of us have heard of ADD?
Say what?
ADD. ADHD, attention deficit disorder. We've heard of those things before, right? Where do you think those things come from? Because they're just new. They've only been invented 15, 20 years ago. So what about the kids that were born in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s?
They're too hyperactive.
But there was no ADD then. So what's the difference between the kids born then and you guys?
Technology.
Technology. What else?
Their diet, things like that.
Their diet. Technology and food.
And
How
sometimes some kids stay in the house. They don't really.
They don't, and that's the problem. They don't get sun.
Unless they're going somewhere. Like
And they don't interact. But how many of us would like to be a vegetable? Like a retard.
Oh, what you said? Oh.
How many of us would like to be a retard? How many of us see the children that can't think or take care of themselves and say, you know what, I want to be that when I grow up. When I get older, I want somebody to change my diaper, walk with me to the bathroom. Like, who wants to be that guy?
Not me.
We're all moving towards that direction, though. How many of us know what a nursing home is? How many of us know what a hospice is? Hospice is something that we don't find out about till we get older. You know what hospice is? A place where they take your parents to die. That's what it's called. Your parents are unhealthy. You don't want to take care of them anymore in your house. So you put them in a hospice. Everybody pretends like they don't exist till they're gone. Why does that exist? Because Wonder Bread exists. Because Sprite exists. Chocolate, little Laffy, Taffy, whatever, Jolly Ranchers exist. You know how much Easter candy I threw out yesterday?
How many? How much?
A bag, because my son was a beast. He got all the Easter eggs at the Easter egg hunt. He came home with almost 100 of them, and we sat there and cracked every last one of them into the garbage. Little plastic Easter eggs. They all had a chocolate coin in it or a little... All that. We cracked it right into the garbage. Oh, we go out? Come on. We can celebrate. You know, a lot of people that consider themselves quote unquote aware or conscious, they don't take part in that kind of stuff. Me, I'm different. I'm not going to deprive my children of that stuff because it was fun for me. And I'm still Minister Angel. So you can still grow up and be conscious and aware and all that kind of stuff and still have Christmas or still have a Halloween and still participate. But we limit. So we'll go out, let me tell you, we'll go out, we get the costume, we do trick-or-treating and everything. Now certain costumes you're not getting ready to put on no demon costume. So now you want to look like Beyonce today, that's fine. You can be Beyonce or Jay-Z or you can do something like that, but you're not getting ready to be no skeleton or you're not doing that. Now we can knock on all the doors, we out. Let's go. We could do the Halloween party, all that. But if you think you're getting ready to eat with them other kids, you got nothing coming. Because their parents don't care about them. They don't. If you have a child and you don't know what it is that they're eating, how can you care about them? Let me take that to another level. If you don't know what you're eating, how can you care about yourself?
That's what my mother always.
What's the ingredients on that thing I seen you eating over there that you told me was a Nutra Blast? What else?
Granola bar.
I bet you if you read it, they got high fructose corn syrup or some other funky stuff in there.
Yeah.
So that ain't no Nutra nothing.
Oh man.
That's a different type of candy bar. It's just a disguised new age one.
That's why my mother always go to the organic store.
Oh,
Oh man.
look at that.
Shorty goes on the.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute.
She gonna squish
Like you.
Hold on. Listen. I guarantee you she drinking Sprites and eating what you said that thing is. All that's in her kitchen. Yeah, all that's in her kitchen.
You right about that?
Oh my gosh, I saw that picture before. That picture looked familiar.
Of course, it's all Instagram.
Hey.
See, listen.
Instagram.
Let me tell you.
Holding her up.
That picture
Let me
looked
tell you.
familiar.
Listen. Let me tell you why I chose to use Instagram. Because, and I started to tell y'all earlier, but I got off the subject.
That
We're
picture
all on
looked
social
familiar.
networks.
Cause I comment on that picture, I said die in the F laughing.
Wait, listen. This is important to know.
Oh, man.
All the stuff that I'm showing y'all came off Instagram. So what I'm trying to show y'all is this. And I learned this about YouTube. I know.
Shorty.
I know. Let me just put this one up too. All right, there you go.
Oh.
See?
Yes,
Now why is it that Rick Ross is less funny than these two?
Cause he don't eat as
He's
much.
disgusting.
No, because we're used to this
He said
image.
he's just.
See, look, this image is sold to you in a way that you don't even understand. This is marketed to you. You don't notice that every time one big fat rapper goes, they find another one to replace him?
Yeah.
Heavy D,
Yeah.
Biggie, Big Pun,
E40.
E40. They have to have this slot filled. You're always going to have this big fat guy.
Wow.
Because that's what they want you to do, to be this big fat guy. And if you listen to his music, what do he keep telling you? He blessed. What blessing? He have 2 heart attacks a year. How's he blessed?
Wow.
Because he got money?
He had a heart attack?
Heart? He's like shoes in his closet. He's doing heart attacks and strokes like they going out of style.
Dang.
What else can he do? I mean, look at him. What else can he do?
He's so sophisticated.
It look like he's barely using all his strength to get them pants up. Right? But the reason why I did this on Instagram because I want y'all to know that social networks can be used to empower you. I used to sit down and watch hours of YouTube. Nothing. Videos, baloney. But then I started doing some searching and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I could take college courses at home for free on YouTube. I got the whole microbiology course from MIT. That's like one of the most expensive colleges in the world. Them students that was sitting in the actual class might have paid $80,000 for that class. But because somebody snuck in the class with a video, they were tired of writing technology, sat there and videotaped the whole class. Then after they was done, they figured, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and throw this on you. I got an $80,000 semester just because I searched it. Microbiology course. Boom! Popped right up. Then I started getting crazy with it. I was like, wait a minute, let me see something. Spanish. Oh, 1,000 hit. Chinese. I was like, wait a minute. I can learn how to do anything on YouTube. For free.
Yep.
I'm on Instagram. People are like, yo, where do you get these pics on your Instagram posts, Minister Inky? How are you making all these? Like, Duke, I don't make anything. I don't even know how to get these apps. I'm looking at other people's pages and grabbing what I think is intelligent and putting it on my page. And because people are not used to seeing anything intelligent on Instagram, they don't think it's possible. They think I'm doing something special or secret. So I want to show you that not only can you learn and use these as tools for your empowerment, but that it's easy and simple. And you can laugh and see big fat people with, 10 sizes too small clothes on. No?
It's a tank top all the way up.
I mean, but wait.
Is
Hold
that a
on.
skirt or some pants?
But look at my man though.
He is
Little.
He enjoying it.
Proud.
He just
He proud to hold that monster up there. He can't even.
the monster.
He proud.
Yeah, I know it hurt, but I got it.
She ain't gonna cheat on her.
Huh?
Yeah, she might. Yeah, she might.
She gonna do it like that.
Because we like that.
She cooking.
See, look, we like that. She thick.
Look at his face.
She thick. We like that thick, right? Thick. She thick. We like thick. She thick too. Look.
Dick, that's enormous.
That's
That's enormous.
Listen, enormous is an awesome vocabulary. But look, I want you to look at this. Hold on. Let me do this like this. Look. Look. Let me put her back up there by herself. What is this? Look at her. Do you think that she's any way thinks that something's... She's doing a sexy picture.
That ain't sexy.
As far as she's concerned, she got her little thong on. She, you know, she doing this, you know. This is a sexy picture of her.
No. For
See, we have been fed baloney in our minds. See, only the lowest part of society lives like this. Because we're so hungry. We're so hungry that fat has become attractive.
yeah.
Fat has become attractive because somebody fat got enough to feed me too.
Right.
Fat became attractive. So now when people see people that gain weight, it looks like they're doing good in life. To contradict that, wait a minute. When we see people that lose weight, we think something wrong with them. Everybody's trying to lose weight though.
Yeah.
Soon as we see somebody that actually does it, oh, you seeing something? I think he might be sick. Something going on with him. He's right. So we confused. Our basic ideologies about how we look are backwards. So we're proud of this.
And let me make a point about that if I could.
Go ahead.
I lost 40 pounds last year riding my bicycle.
Mm.
Okay. And it was amazing. I started working with this tennis non-profit organization. And guys I grew up with and played tennis with all my life. And I lost, they saw me walk in there 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And after I lost the thing, then they started making jokes. Oh, he gonna cry, he gonna cry. So you are absolutely correct.
I know, they did it to me. I was 256 pounds.
Okay.
256.
256, and
Oh,
my
I didn't
mama
lose
and
weight.
my children's mama loved it.
Right.
Boy, you look good getting that money. Looking good. I was believing it too. Like, yeah, I'll be eating I'm getting a little money and everything like that. You know what I mean? What, you need something?
Oh, maybe it's still good.
A few years later, I'm on the ground. I'm waking up. I'm in the hospital. Everybody's scared. Like, what happened? Oh, well, you had a stroke and your heart stopped. I'm sorry, you said heart stop. Because heart stop means like dead. So the heart didn't stop because I'm not dead. I'm talking to you. Actually, for a few seconds, you were actually gone. So this is a different reality for me, right? Who's this guy?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
The last
Now I said, who's this guy? You said Michael Jackson. There's no guy in this picture. Michael Jackson's dead. The richest black man almost ever. At least in our time. Because we need to get to this, right? Because we're chasing that money. So what happens when we finally get it? Can it help us?
No.
Can it protect you? No. No. And it don't matter, like, what was his song? It don't matter if you're black or white. Right? It don't. Who's this guy?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Same way.
Former CEO of Apple.
And he's like the white Michael Jackson. He's the richest white guy. I mean,
He died.
that's right. Sick. Cancer. Got it. He got it. He got it. It don't matter what you do if you're not paying attention to your health. It's not gonna mean nothing. Now let me tell you his story, because y'all know about Michael Jackson. He spent his whole life dedicated to them computers, building them computers. So that's like what I do in a way, because there's a lot of time that he's not with his children. His children miss him. Not because he's a deadbeat, not because he walked out on them, but because he's spending his time working, sacrificing to build the company. So now he sacrifices his time with his wife and his children, his life, to build the company, to build the money. By the time he gets the money, he dies.
Right.
Because he spent all of his time focused on the computers, none on his body. So by the time he reached his goal, he died. What was his life worth to his family? Nothing. Nothing. Because everybody in his family would trade that money he left them for him to be back.
Word on the streets on the suspect.
That's right. They would much rather have their dad back, their uncle, boyfriend, whatever. That money don't do nothing for you. Right?
Oh man. Oh my God.
OMG.
Okay, this is what I be seeing.
Yes,
This is what I
ma'am.
be seeing. This is what I be seeing.
All right,
Old man and young women.
Okay, right. Now there's a different dynamic here. There's a different dynamic here. This man right here, he might not have invested too much into his health, right? But he did invest his time into his business, and he is healthy enough now that he's a successful guy. He's already made his money, and now he's living out his time, his money, whatever. And what about this girl? Because if I'm this guy, I want this girl, right? But if I'm this girl,
I don't want that guy.
all right. So now what's happening right here?
She's just using him.
Okay, she's using him for what?
Money. Money.
Money.
Because you know, older people, they retire, they might get money.
Why do
My
we, let me ask you this.
she get money.
Here's the important part. Why would somebody use somebody for money?
Maybe she doesn't know.
Because she doesn't even like him, and probably she doesn't have a job, and she
You get into it.
She wants.
That's right, you got it. Because she doesn't have another way to get it.
You heard it.
Listen, she doesn't have another way to get the type of money that he can offer her herself. She hasn't made the right decision. She didn't invest the time.
See, look at this
Right?
I see true.
Anybody ever heard of, everybody, what do we see here? What's up with this guy's legs, his arms, his belly button, his stomach, and his face? What's going on with him?
Is he locked there? Is he getting off there?
His skin color on his face and his body. What's up with this guy?
He's like a
What color is his face?
His face is white, his arms are brown.
This is a cartoon from a Jamaica, from somebody in Jamaica. This is Vibes Cartel. Whoever heard of that Jamaican reggae artist? Vibes Cartel. Right. Vibes Cartel is not alone. Okay, there are a lot of people that are black that are so filled with self-hate that they no longer want to be that way, and they purchase lotions and things like that to make themselves white. Okay, so he made himself white. He thought white folks would accept him. White folks gave him 35 years in prison for some crazy stuff. But the problem is now, I mean, he looks like a monster. How many people heard of Sammy Sosa, the baseball player? How many people heard of Rihanna?
Did the same thing.
What about Beyonce? We talked about Beyonce. I know y'all know Beyonce. What about LL Cool J? Didn't I tell y'all that the butt stuff and all, the breast and all that is now in the women's contracts? Skin bleaching is now in actors and entertainers' contracts. And they don't put it in there and say, we need you to turn white. It's, we need you to maintain a specific standard of yada, yada, yada. It's put in words. It's not saying, go ahead, skin bleach. It's saying you need to maintain a certain da, 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 da. So now when you get surrounded by your team, you know, that makes up you and cut your hair every 5 minutes or do your little, they're putting, oh, we'll do this, rub this off. You're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, let me just show you here in your contract. It says that when we say you'll do it, then you'll say you'll do it, or we take back all the money, you can go outside in the street. Oh, okay, you said rub on the white stuff? Okay, cool. I'll rub on the white stuff. Because we don't understand what's going to happen. Jamaica has one of the highest cancer rates as any black place on earth. Because they're using more skin bleaching products than anybody else. You already know about it. So will you? No, God, I don't even want to know how you know about that soap.
What kind of soap was it called?
Cake soap. That's what soap he used.
Mm-hmm.
Him and all his
Yeah. Gucci?
his black.
Gucci? Right? We know Gucci. Arguing with, who's the other guy? Jay-Z? Jeezy?
Young Jeezy.
Don't keep calm. Who can read this with me?
Don't keep calm. More black men are in prison today than there were
Enslaved.
in 1850.
That's right. Now, can you even see this bottom part? Because that's the part I really want you to get to. Go ahead.
While black women are the fastest growing
Sector of the prison population.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
Okay.
black men, there are more black men in prison right now than there were slaves in 1850. There are more black men in prison than there were black men as slaves in 1850. Now, who knows the law on slavery? Slavery is finished, right? It's illegal to be a slave?
Right. 18 what?
Is it illegal to be, is slavery illegal? Come on, Giggly.
Prison system.
Yes,
Is slavery illegal?
Yes, it is. Sweet labor.
Don't listen to him. He don't know. Is slavery illegal? Can I make this child my slave right now or police gonna get me?
Yeah, they gonna get you. That's
Why?
like kidnap or something.
Okay, so what's the law on slavery? It's
Is it
important.
legal?
See, we need to know this more than anybody else because it's not tearing nobody else's community up but us.
Who?
Slavery has been abolished
In what year?
except the convicted felon. Who knows what the word accept means? What does that mean?
Like to assume.
Well, accept, but accept with an E.
Except.
That means that this doesn't apply to you. Correct. You're right. So slavery has been abolished except for convicted felons, which means that slavery is not illegal if you are a felon. Okay? So, how many of us would like to be slaves? No?
No.
Your boy from the trap in your block, he's technically now a slave. Legally, he's a slave. Like the old school, the hanging, whipping kind of slave, he's a slave. Slavery has been abolished except for the convicted felon. Once you are convicted of a felony, you are legally a slave in America. That is the law. And there's no age that's too young for you to know that. You need to know that.
Yeah.
Once you get that F on your record, oh my goodness, that's the one thing, God, I don't know. He just kept me out of the F.
Me too.
He just made sure whenever everything happened, that was just one day my dad took us to the cookout, or I wasn't in the neighborhood that day. I just got lucky all the time. So I'm in front of the room to tell you. Slavery is still active. You got to know this. This is important. And as young women, y'all are the fastest growing sector. All right? Somebody read that for me.
The concept of prisons for profit is wrong because it creates a demand for prisoners.
All right, so you can stop right there. How many of us knew that prisons are a business? 1, 2, you don't count.
They use
Now, what is
business.
it?
Oh, go ahead.
The fastest growing business industry in America right now
It's prison.
is the prison industry.
That's
A
right.
lot of people that I know is locked down right now.
Of course. We got to keep that thing going. They don't want nobody else in jail but us. Let me tell you something now.
Those people
Listen,
getting sued, cutting off ankle bracelets, getting charged and stuff.
look at these numbers.
Oh, man.
Let me show you these numbers. Matter of fact, we're going to come back to these numbers. Somebody read that for me.
Correction, Corporation of
I was just
America.
ready to say that.
Corrections Corporation of America, CCA.
Yeah.
See, when y'all leave here, y'all gonna leave here with some heavy duty stuff. Y'all gonna be much, much ahead of the pack. All right? Because a lot of people our age, they never even heard of this. I'm almost a guarantee that your boy with the fake checks, flipping out $100 bills. See, I can't say that if he knew this, he wouldn't be doing the fake checks. But what I can tell you is he wouldn't have been giving the money away after he Oh my God, we are so stupid. But that's who we are, right? You see people all the time risking their life doing things like making checks, robbing, killing, whatever. And what they do now? We want to make it rain, right? We're throwing the money on the ground. Think how stupid that is. We're making it rain. And what's happening? See, we don't examine. What happens after we go to a club and we make it rain? Nobody ever puts that in the music
How
video.
much money you gonna have left for yourself?
Not even that part. Because if you see the second part, I'm gonna tell you the second part. They never put this in the music video. The second part is a white man comes out with a broom and a garbage bag.
Well,
That white man comes out and sweeps that garbage, that cash into a big garbage bag, ties that into a knot, and the stripper takes that into the room, or the club takes that into the bag, if they're doing that at the bar, and they split that money up. That white guy comes right out with the broom and sweeps your cash right up. Thank you. Good job. Now you guys go on out there and kill yourself again and bring me that money back. Now, when you start getting your football money, is that what you're going to do with your football money?
Hmm?
What you going to do with your football money?
You gonna make it rain?
He lying. He going to make it rain a few times.
He lying.
Yep. I see it in his eyes. When you say he going to make it rain, he was like, kinda. It's going to drizzle a little bit, right? He's like, I'm going to have to make it rain. All right, I'm going to do it one time, Dennis Dinky. I'm going to just make it rain one time, and then that's it. I'm going to save the rest of my money.
Rain some quarters.
Rain some quarters.
That's what I'm
You're going to put some girls in the hospital. So look at this guy, though. Let's go back to our boy right here. He's very instrumental in our community right now. He's a community leader, big time, right? The fat man wants you to see you fat. You had the steak, the lobster, all that. You get fat. That's the way to go. This is this guy also. This, Rick Ross, is this guy. You see that?
He was a police officer.
He was a corrections. Wait a minute. He was a CO, a corrections officer.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. How do you do that? How do you do that? Somebody read this. Somebody read this for me. Now see, look. No, wait. Hold on. Before you read it, before you read it, I gotta say it again. This is Instagram, and I'm showing this Instagram because this is information that's on there. Now we could sit on Instagram and talk about who ratchet and or nah and all that, or we could be pulling these things and putting this on our page and spreading this in our neighborhood, and we could be talking about getting real money, right? Because he's not getting no real money because guess what? He can't do anything with that money. None of this money can go anywhere. None of this money can go anywhere. He can't will it. He's in a 360 deal. Like there's some other stuff going on. But so now you can read this. Go ahead.
Used to make money overseeing black men, the real Uncle
Ruckus.
Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus from where? Who's Uncle Ruckus? Anybody knows Uncle?
Boondocks.
From the Boondocks. Okay, go ahead. Now, go ahead. Come on.
Now he makes money telling black men to kill each other.
Correct. That is very important to know. That's very important to know.
And see, remember the video we saw earlier?
Now wait.
Where the white man was making the black man fight against each other? Now he's replaced that white man and then he got a black man teaching black men to kill each other.
Hey, somebody give me this number right here.
14.
14.4 billion dollars.
Now, this is just how much money the country spends a year on non-violent drug offenders. This is a very small portion of the prison. This is maybe a fifth or a sixth of the people locked up. So you can multiply this number by about 6 or 7 to see what we spend per year on prisoners.
Wow.
Maybe $500 billion or something like that. That's a pretty decent amount of money, no? So if I'm getting $500 billion, I gotta keep that thing going, no?
That's right.
If I'm making $100 somewhere a day, I gotta keep that thing going, no? I gotta keep these people coming back. So I got to have somebody to advertise this for me. I got to have a commercial. Because the only way you can get in here is by doing criminal activity. So I have to promote constantly heavy all day for you to do something. So now I set you up as this guy who used to be this guy. I now set you up so that the other guys, my buddies, right? Because when you join Corrections Corporation of America, a lot of times they're going to put pressure on you to join the fraternity of police. The fraternity of the correct. So now you belong to an organization that supports these guys. But how do these guys make money? How do these guys decide they want to move you from here to here? You don't just go from here to here by accident.
No.
You have to, these guys have to put you in position. Because you don't have any money. You're not a drug dealer. You're a corrections guy. Where your gold chains and everything came from? Where the cars came from? Ross. So push it to the limit. Where that came from? You wasn't pushing it to the limit, you was pushing it in the clock. You clock it in. Somebody's paying him to do a job. Somebody read that for me.
The decline of civilization.
Come on, read it strong. You read it like you this guy. Read it like you this guy.
The decline of civilization will
We be carried out by those who are just doing their jobs.
Just doing their jobs. Now here's a problem with that. Because everybody knows this, but everybody sometimes, not everybody, sometimes, that's bad English. We sometimes become this person. At Verizon, it used to kill me working at Verizon. People come in and got problems with their stuff. I'm looking right at the computer screen, and I know all I gotta do is press this P one time and everything going straighten out on their account. But we gotta sit there because they told, man, you know, Rob, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I'm trying to do everything, Rob, and it's just not working. It's nothing I can do. Just doing my job, Rob. Come on, man. Killing me, yo. You want me to be fired? What do you think? People are more important than jobs? You think humans are more important than money? Come on, Rob. What world do you live in? Right? These are the conversations. These are the concepts. You being fitted right now. You being fitted right now. And we talking about this, right? But why is this man also fitting you for this? We need to talk about that. We want money in here, no? Nobody wants money? Okay, look, if y'all are thinking that I'm trying to get to the fact that money is evil, then y'all are in the wrong path. I like money. Okay? I don't want to do anything wrong or hurt anybody to get it.
Everybody loves
I hate money.
All right. So let's talk about this again. What is this guy also fitting this guy for this role for if he's also fitting him for this role? Come on.
What you say?
Why is he sizing this young gentleman up for this role right here after we just talked about how negative this role is? Why is the same person the one that's deciding to go either way?
Because he knows he has like a backup plan that will make the boy change his mind and have him heading to the idea
Nope.
he has.
Nope. Nobody else?
No.
Because he's going to get rich off of this boy either way. I'm going to show you how. Who knows about IKEA? Nobody?
No.
What about IKEA? What you know about IKEA?
Just know.
A car.
Not IKEA. IKEA. What you know? As a store that sells what? Stuff. What you know about IKEA, Rob?
Sell furniture.
Furniture. Why do people go to IKEA?
Supposedly the stuff is nice.
It's nice and it's cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah.
These guys right here are what? Convicted felons means you're a what again in this country? I can't hear everybody. Convicted felon means you're a what?
Slave.
Slave. Slave.
Cheap labor.
Free labor. But some prisons don't even give them the 15 cent or the 8 cents a day. Free labor. Now, this guy is going to do what? He's going to work at somebody's business for what? $6 or $7, right?
The door not open.
Both of them are going to make him rich. Neither one of these people are going to make themselves or their families rich. Their lives will be wasted. We have to talk about what it is that we're going to do, and we have to move towards that. All right? The largest prison population in the history of mankind is where? No, right here in America, waiting for you. America is the land of the free. False. America is the land of the largest prison population in the history of mankind. This is not a happy statement, but it's true. And you are the target. Black men and black women, out of every 100 people in this country, we are only 13. Out of every 100 people in jail, we are 75. Now, how does that work? We're only 13 out of 100 in this country, but we're 70 out of 100 in prison. How does that work? Because we're not having these conversations. If the country spends 6 times more money on prisons than educations, what are they creating?
What was the question?
If the country spends 6 times more money on prisons than education, what have they created?
Slave labor.
Slave labor, more slaves. So you got to get this. It's not as funny as watching the fat people.
Ice Cube.
But I need my reader. Come on up, reader. Come on. I need you. I need you to read this one. This is important. Don't hit the camera. Yeah, come on. Come, you coming. Gotta jump them hurdles like an athlete. Now look, you press this button in the middle. Oh, you want to live on the computer? You can, go ahead. You gotta talk loud though.
Gangster rap was
Initiated.
Initiated by
Hold on, let's stop right there for a second. What does initiated mean?
Like
Created, started, okay. So change that word, don't even say initiated, say started.
started by the CIA.
Correct, who's the CIA?
Central.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Yes, you did. You know exactly what you were saying. Central Intelligence Agency. That is your government. All right? That is a part of the government. Keep reading. This is important.
Gangster rap influenced thousands of black youth
Across the country.
across the nation to kill each other, glorify drugs, alcohol, and crimes, and turn against their sisters, elders, community, and church.
Thank you, big brother. I got you from here. Thank you. Gangster rap was started by the CIA. Gangster rap influenced thousands of black youth across the country to kill each other, glorify drugs, alcohol, crimes, etc. Why?
The CIA first the rap
We
music.
got to have slaves. Look, let me show y'all something. This is important. This is an authentic badge. Look, this is a badge from a slave catcher. This is a badge from a slave catcher. This is a badge from the New York police. This is a badge from a slave catcher. This is the badge from the New York police. Okay? You need to be able to see that so you know that it's not what you think. Who are the police in our neighborhoods to protect? Let me ask you that. 'Cause a lot of us get that confused.
It's a black man.
Wrong answer. Who are the police in our neighborhood to protect?
Us.
Incorrect.
Oh, they not to help us at all.
CIA. CIA.
No, ain't no CIA.
People's pockets.
Correct. Police officers are there to protect policy. That's why they're called police. They're there to protect policy. Policy is done by government officials, aka your business owners. So that's what police is there to protect, business owners, not you. So something's going on and you think, like, for instance, you arguing with the man in the corner store because whatever, he's Spanish and something happened, da da da. You think, yeah, and wait till the cops come here because I'm going to let them know that you did this, that, and the other. You get ready to go to jail. They're only in your neighborhood for the business owners. They don't care about the neighborhood.
Wow.
They don't care about the people in the neighborhood or the neighborhood. All right? You got to get this. Now this, you might not be able to see good. Fine. The basic point that I need you to see, you'll be able to see. Whites is this yellow line. All right? Latino is this medium line. Black is this green line. What they're measuring is prisoners in different types of sentences, jail sentences, and they're measuring it by race. So when you look at this, 18 to 19, or excuse me, by age, from 18 to 19, who's the most in prison?
Black.
Us.
24 to 25, 20, 24, 30, 34, 40, 44. I can close my eyes and walk out the room and ask y'all.
Laughing like
Age 50. It don't matter. It don't matter. No matter what age group it is, we lead. That is a problem. Y'all gonna have to learn that math. In fact, all those pieces of paper down there, I want y'all to write down on that piece of paper, 13 out of 100 people are black in this country. 13 out of 100 people are black in this country. But 70 out of 100 are black in prison. Okay. I need y'all to know that.
You said 70?
Yes, sir.
13 of us.
Read this for me. Who's my reader?
Black
Go ahead.
Black Americans are 13% of the US
Population. That's the number I was giving you. That means out of every 100 people, 13 of them are black folks. Now, read this one. Go ahead.
14% of drug users.
Right. So that means out of every 100 drug users in this country, only 14 of them are black. Right? See, if we all close our eyes, right? Close your eyes, everybody. Close your eyes. Come on. Come on, Giggly.
You don't close your eyes.
All right, good.
Because I don't close my
Let's
eyes.
think about a crackhead. Wait, listen. What color is a crackhead?
What?
Exactly. Envision a crackhead in your mind. What color is he?
It's mine. I made him white.
I made him white.
Yeah. You made him. Made him. Okay? 86% of drug users out of 100 are not black. Most of the crackheads in America are not black. Listen, y'all need to know this. Most of the crackheads in America is not black. They're white folks. You're being sold this image on purpose so that it numbs you down to criminology. That's a crime lifestyle. So you can be shuffled in and out of the prison. So you can be a part of that 14 billion that they generating on nonviolent drug offenses. This is a very slick term for you're in jail for nothing. Okay, we spend 14 billion on that, and it's you that they locking up. 56% of those incarcerated for drug-related crimes are black folks. How come it's 56% and we only 14% of the people participating? Okay, we have to have these conversations. Somebody read this for me. Yep, go ahead.
Guys will have diabetes by 18.
No, diabetes. 2 of these guys will have diabetes by 18. Go ahead.
3 of these guys will go to prison or be arrested by 20.
21.
All will be dead by 15 years old.
That's right. These are the current statistics for our black children in this country right now. If you are a child born after the year 2000, 1 out of every 2 of those children will have diabetes by 18. That means they'll be on the needles, on the insulin shots. Right? And only one of us in here like needles, and I don't know where that's going.
No!
But you gotta take needles all day. So how interesting is that soda, that Sprite, that candy, when we know we're getting set up for this? If I had diabetes by 18, how long am I really gonna live?
Not long.
Your whole generation is predicted to be dead by 50. Whole generation, gone by 50. Just like my friend Vic.
And that's somebody's plan.
See, Vic died at 30. His dad was 60. His dad had to bury his son. You don't even know what that do to your parents when they bury you and they so old they can't reproduce another one. So now they just spent their whole life dedicated to a child that's no longer there. They ready to jump out the window. Their whole life gone. They feel like 2 of them died. Vic and his dad the same day. All right? So we got to have these numbers. I might put on some nice big fat people again so we can laugh, but this is the stuff we got to leave with. All right? And 3 out of 4 will go to prison or be arrested by 21. And we already talked about the law about slaves. All right? All right, so you know what? We're going to wrap up today, and I'll bring it in for tomorrow because we start getting a little scientific right now. Okay? Start getting a little scientific and stuff. I'll save this for the adults and everything tomorrow. Questions and answers.
Mel.
But thank you.
Oh my God.
I enjoy your presentation.
What? Oh, you got what?
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Let me take that.
Is that legal? Is that legal in Australia now?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is that legal? Bestiality is legal in Australia?
You could marry a dog.
No, that wasn't here. That's Australia.
Well, that's it's legal in Australia.
How you made this dog?
Well, different types of people like to do different types of things. That's another class. But you old enough to come into class tomorrow? Come out tomorrow. We'll talk about that. We're going to deal with all these things tomorrow.
Wow.
When is the class tomorrow?
Yeah. You don't see? Can you?
1 o'clock.
No.
Huh? 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
I got it on my.
Oh, I gotta come here.
Right? This is some of the stuff we were talking about today, though. We just go a little bit deeper tomorrow for the adults.
I'm an adult. I'm coming tomorrow.
Yeah? Well, you could. But under like 13, I probably wouldn't come tomorrow.
Psych no. I ain't coming. I'm going shopping.
Rolling like a bomb.
For what? All the stuff we said not to eat?
Oh, no. Just clothes like H&M.
You going to get this?
Oh,
All right, so
oh.
no. Class is over, guys. We wrapped up. Question and answer? No questions? All right, so then since we didn't have no questions today, what we learned? What we leaving with?
Food.
That is not food.
Everybody go around the room, go one by one and say what you learned from this presentation. Starting with Tashara.
Giggly, yes,
Starting with
my
Tashara.
favorite student.
Yes.
What did you learn? What did you learn today from this short presentation?
Laughing.
I learned.
How to giggle.
He said laugh.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
I learned love.
What you learn?
I learned that it's not all about the money. It's not all about the money or being famous, like
That's true.
in life.
That's right, because that ain't gonna keep you here.
Right.
Now it is good to have money and be famous and be healthy so you can enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
I
we
learned
wanna
that
work towards that.
Healthy and stay in good shape will
Correct.
you'll go a long way.
That's right.
Because unhealthy ain't gonna do it.
That's right. Come on, Rita.
Okay.
You was focused the whole time, so come on, Rita. What you learned today?
You say what?
I said you were focused the whole day. What you learned today?
Today I learned. Hey, stop.
Come on,
Step by step, because all this video is not the same thing.
Correct.
Yes. And I learned about the sick. I learned about you too, like
Go ahead. Because you're doing good.
like them brainwash you into stop. She disturbed me.
All right. All
You see?
right. All right. Go ahead. Okay, try. I know what y'all want to see. I know y'all want to see the big fat people.
No, I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't
No.
No!
He put out a certain angle too.
I learned that just don't go grocery shopping, just buy all snacks and all that stuff. Read the labels and find out some. Oh, not even that. Like, make a decision. Be quiet, I'm talking. Make a decision. I'll wait. So, no, make a decision
Okay.
that you think
Hold
is
on.
better
Wait,
for you,
let me
even
stop
though
you right there because I want you to learn that.
What?
It's okay. This is a big thing that I teach in my house. It is okay to be all that. See?
That's why I told you to stop rolling back and forth in that chair all week
It's not
long.
funny.
I've been telling you that all week long.
Not the only one.
Is he okay?
Yes.
He all right.
Or is he just being a trick?
When I told you.
He all right. He gonna be all right in a few minutes.
You said what?
You ain't the first person to fall out of a chair like that. And look, that's why everybody tells you don't sit like that, because usually the person telling you don't sit like that already fell like that.
Right.
Don't lean back, okay? 'Cause it got room.
I remember in 3R, I was in Miss Rosen's class. I had such a big crush on Jasmine
Yeah.
and Gina, boy. I was sitting back in my chair, and this dude, Derek, we had a fight that day in class. He came and he made me fall. Everybody laughed at me so hard. It was crazy. But that was the last time I did that. Anyway.
We didn't finish yeah.
Wait, no, you was in the middle of your
What
thing.
you done today?
The fame and this and that, when you go shopping, don't get all the snacks.
I'm fat, so you got. So what I was saying, like, if you know, like something is good for you, and you have like a bag of hot Cheetos next to you, and you see an orange or something next to you, and you know that the orange or whatever that's next to you is good, try to like eat healthy.
All right, let's do this. Let me ask y'all this. Let's do this on the board real quick, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna give y'all a couple things on the board, and we're gonna go. Let me make sure I get this on camera. I'm on camera. The whiteboard is on camera. Good. Yeah. Oh, wait, how far? How low? Can you see my hand? Okay, good. All right, so let's beautiful. Now, who likes to eat chips?
Not really.
Tell the truth. Come on. All right, good.
I bring chips every day.
Who likes to do this? Who likes to eat this? Who can read this?
Yeah, I like Doritos.
Doodoo.
What?
You said Doritos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Hot Cheetos.
Cheetos, all right.
Sun chips. Salt vinegar chips.
All right, I ain't gonna write them on. But this is what I want y'all to look for. In fact, it's not that dark. Oh, I want y'all to look this up. All right?
No, see, I
Doodoo.
know it's bad for
Look.
me, but I just still be eating it.
All right, but would you eat doo-doo though?
Who you do this?
You.
Would you do?
No. Would you willingly eat it? I know for a fact that you're eating it right now. But I'm saying, would you willingly eat it? I want y'all to go into a store.
No doo-doo, no doo-doo. Only Johnny.
Oh, I'm going to give you the name of the
I
doo-doo.
see why you mean I said.
No, hold on. I don't want y'all to think that I'm like giving you a comparison. I mean, doo-doo. Okay? Now, how many of us would not eat human doo-doo? How many of us would not eat animal doo-doo? How many of us think eating animal doo-doo is worse than eating human doo-doo? What? Some of you guys think eating animal doo-doo is better than eating human doo-doo?
Animal be healthy.
No, animal is healthy.
Animals are another thing.
I mean, what?
Okay, doo-doo's doo-doo. We're going to not debate about doo-doo. All right.
Animal doo-doo is like with cat food and mice and
All right.
stuff.
As I just want y'all to know about, and I hope I'm spelling it correct. If I'm not spelling it correct,
Guanality?
guanylate.
Guanalite?
Guanylate is a very slick word for a substance that is called not sure if I spelled it correct, but that's what it's called. Bat guano. Is bat doodle in your potato chips?
Really?
Yeah.
You said what?
There's bat doodle in your potato chips. Guanylate. Check them out. Look up Doritos. I'm sure, I think it's Doritos. There's a couple. There's not all of them. But the flavory, the Doritos, look them up. Look up Guanylate. Room quiet
Let
now.
me write this down.
I'm not eating none of your chips.
Oh, poo, you don't have to.
Doodoo.
You like?
Doodoo. Now, why would this be legal to sell to someone?
What, guanylate or bat? Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you another one.
You so doodoo.
Let me give you another one. Oh, no. Doodoo is always on deck. Doodoo is on deck. See, y'all not, look, this is important. We got to have these conversations because otherwise we don't know.
They don't know.
Who eats meat from the supermarket? Chicken, chopped meat, pork, whatever.
I don't like burgers.
Cool. The packaging company says that it's okay to have
Doodoo.
Ow, my foot.
1 to 2
Ow, my toe. Ow.
what is a dropping?
Feces.
Crap.
Ew.
But it's a specific type.
Ow.
We're not dealing with the bat, we're dealing with the
Bird.
Rats.
Rat droppings. Oh.
Well,
You cannot keep rats in this country out of the meat places and the packaging.
Yes, Chinese people. I'm telling you,
They be
they
eating
cut
them.
rats and they eat. They cut rats and they put it in they General Tso's chicken.
The droppings,
I know, but
1 to
you
2
know.
droppings per package. 1 to 2 little balls of doo-doo in your meat per package. Is that cool for you?
You stay eating apples.
Wait a minute, hold on. Left his apples alone. I'm talking about you and your chicken and your turkey with your doo-doo in it. Is that okay? Is doo-doo okay?
No.
Okay. Now, let's forget about the doo-doo. What about eating the whole rat? Because you was talking about the Chinese people, right? And that's disgusting, right? All right.
That's why I only owe me a box of french fries and
Wait a
one
minute.
some curry.
Hold on. 1% of all your packaged meat is rat.
Oh man.
And sometimes, and listen, sometimes it's higher than that. When the FDA finds it's higher than that, they don't shut down the meat company. They give them 6 months to reduce their numbers. Because rats are all throughout the country and they can't stop the rats from jumping into the meat grinders to try to eat some of the meat. When they shut down the factory at night, the mice, the rats, flood the machines. When they come in the morning, there's thousands of rats in the meat. They don't do nothing. They just turn the machines right on. Zing, 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 zing.
That could be YouTube.
And they grinding up.
1%.
So that's what
It's
the
in your
brown
chicken.
stuff- isn't like that
It's
brown
in
stuff
there.
stuff?
It's in there. You chop with all that's in there. So don't look down at the Chinese people because they eating the crazy stuff. You eating it too.
When they
Can
turn
I
on
see
the
out?
machines,
What?
It's on.
I wanna. You searching it up, don't go.
You can go on YouTube. Listen, you can go on YouTube and watch the documentaries on this.
We'll put rats in meat.
You could just look up rats and meat, or you can look up meat packaging places. They got long documentaries on it. This ain't even like this right here is a sidebar in the documentaries. Like this is not even the big part. When you see the documentaries, what they talk about is how the people lose their arms and their body parts in the machine and they keep it running.
Oh my God.
Think about it. If I got thousands of pounds of meat in the machine and you lose a finger in there, dude, we're not getting ready to throw away no thousands of tons of meat for your finger. It's less than 1%. It's okay.
Well, when they took out the earthworms and as ketchup, people didn't like it. They didn't like the consistency of it.
Right.
Anytime you eat any type of processed food, you're going to have that type of so-called
That's right.
accepted area.
And there's a lot of there are no Muslims in the you guys know not Muslims, right? Is anybody's child? Because I met your parents, your dad, your mom. Oh, your dad, your mom.
What? Muslim? No.
Oh. Well, the reason why I asked that is because a lot of people that's Muslims don't know that they eat pork every day. When they package up the meat, they take the enzymes from a pig's intestines and they rub it on the chicken. They rub it on the fish. That's how those things are able to stay good and looking fresh in the package. Otherwise, they rot immediately. Can't have a pig stay fresh in plastic for weeks unless you put something on it. So they mix two things. They take enzymes from pig intestines and paint it on there, and they also take St. Ides and put it on there. I thought that was awesome. How do I know it's St. Ides? Because when I was in Ohio, a brother came out that works at the factory. So he was there when they signed the deal to do it. Malt liquor preserves meat. It tenderizes. So the class is officially over, but these are some of the things I want you to get. So when you go home and you look
Tell
at...
my mother this information. She need to come to this thing tomorrow.
All right. Now, let me just ask you one more thing. And I know what y'all getting ready to say. I already know. Because y'all had answers already. But now, let's take doo-doo down. Let's take doo-doo down.
But my mother already eat healthy.
Look, nobody in here knows anybody with allergies or asthma, right?
No.
Yes, you do.
You never heard of allergy or asthma? Anybody? Okay, good. Let's talk about these three just real quick, and then we out. All right? I'm gonna put allergy right here. Boop. I'm gonna put asthma right here. Boop. Boop. Now, who in this room? I know everybody said they didn't eat doodoo. They wouldn't eat doodoo, but y'all eating doodoo all the time. So now let's go. Let's ask again.
No, I'm not eating doodoo.
Who eats snot?
What?
Who eats snot? Snot, like snot, like you know a person.
I did it when I was
Like snot. You eat snot?
No, what?
He raised his hand, not you, him. He raised his hand. I said, who eats snot? He said,
No, I'm not eating snot. No.
I'm thinking maybe he's just being honest because he know that I'm talking about this.
No.
That's what causes asthma?
Wait. I didn't say cow's milk causes asthma. I said snot. So who drinks snot? Who drinks cow's milk? Oh, nobody here drinks milk? Nobody here eats cereal.
Because they sitting there lying.
I know. They scared.
They scared to admit to what they
Hold
did.
up. No
This.
scared.
Right,
Hold up.
no
No
scared.
scared. Just confused.
Not confused. Listen, what you confused about? Do you drink milk at home?
Yeah, am I serious?
Then you ain't confused. What you just confused about is whether you knew that snot made up the majority of your milk. It's called Psoriasis cells. When they inject the cows with the things to make them.
I ain't eat cereal all this week.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, how many helpings of snot is cool?
Huh?
How many times a week should we have snot? Because they say we should get vitamin D and calcium every day. So how many times a week should we get snot? I'm just trying to figure it out.
So you telling me you ain't drink no cow milk either?
No, I haven't drank cow's milk in probably
Every day.
more than 15 years.
We wasn't.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I was raised on it.
I haven't drank milk for years.
I eat cereal every day.
I haven't drank milk in
You got to come up off that cereal.
years.
All right. Now, wait a minute. What about allergies? What one of the number one causes of allergy? I mean, oh wait a minute, I got this backwards. All right, let me move this over. With the allergies over here, and with asthma over here. One of the leading causes of asthma is what?
Mucus? Not.
Roach.
I know a friend named Roach.
Roaches and insects.
roaches.
What about him?
What happens when a roach doodles? Has anybody ever seen roach doodle?
No.
Yeah.
Sunset.
No, wait, you don't care.
Yeah.
Where you seen roach doodle at? What does it look like?
Droppings.
Some.
Incorrect. That's mice and rats.
It's like dots.
Incorrect.
Something like that.
No.
Observing.
Go like this. Look. Everybody do this at one time. Come on, everybody. Take a deep breath. All right. We just breathed in plenty of insect doodle.
Yeah.
So is the smell.
Insects are so small, a lot of them, that the doodle floats.
So we just so insects is up our nose.
Correct. So when we have a high concentration of bugs and roaches,
Cause it is small bugs in it.
when you see the summer, when that summer light come through your window and you see all them little particles,
Yeah.
what do you think that is?
That's.
Bugs.
It's not the
But
bugs.
like 70 to 75% of it.
It's microbes.
Skin cells from
It could be
from
humans.
everyone
Yeah.
that's coming through there. The insects, the dogs, the cats, the fish, everything that's in there living, you breathe it in their cells. The mix is also refuse, duty, etc.
But the majority of the problem is people have become sedentary. They don't exercise. Because we were just talking about the stuff that we were raised on. We were eating law. At McDonald's was way worse than a lot of the synthesized stuff that they're eating now. But we exercised and we rode bikes and we went out, we did things. These kids just
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother aspect we gotta talk about. Pulling the children out of the sunlight,
Yeah,
that's A,
yeah.
out of the sunlight,
Yeah, you need.
and then forcing them, and we touched on it, I laid the foundation today, they might not know it, when I showed the TV slide. And I'm gonna put that back up real quick just for this last point. She like, yo, he make a lot of last points, like,
No, I know I don't.
no, let me find this slide. I just want y'all to see this. Where's that slide at? I can't find it now.
whole car.
Why can't I find it? Is you hiding back here? Are you hiding back here?
Oh.
Better like this.
Oh. Ah, there we go. All right. Unplug it by accident? From here.
I unplugged everything.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like,
Oh, the camera's still.
Your your dad drove.
Wow, Rob, the camera's back.
He drove. Your dad drove.
Yes, on the boat.
On the boat.
What does that mean, drove?
Drove the car today. Drove the car today. Your dad.
Driving?
Yeah, your dad drove.
Yes. Yes.
A few minutes, yeah. So anyway, while we're waiting for it to come back up though, we lived our childhood out in real time. Now they're living their childhood out in pretend. And we did a whole bunch of lectures, me and a brother named Brother Nazi, I don't know if you ever heard of him. We on a tour right now. So we just went to Ohio, we did Cleveland, Columbus, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, Atlanta, a couple other places, but that's one of the things we're talking about, Grand Theft Auto. The #1 video game in the world right now, in the world.
That's my game.
That's your game.
It's disgusting.
And see that? That's her game.
At the same time, it's
Where's it gonna lead you?
Wait, no, it's training.
Hold up, I got something to say,
Go ahead.
It's also a bad influence too.
But it's your game.
It's robbing because it's robbing. But I only like driving really because because you steal cars, robberies, shooting, and it's basically like a bad influence on people
You're
no,
practicing
not
that every day.
Bad influence, but
No,
like,
it's an
you
incredibly bad
teaching
influence.
people-
You're correct.
I'm right. But like you teaching people like to do this out there. That's why people locked up in jail right now.
That's right.
Stuff like that. But
So right here, this was us. We had to actually live our childhood out. If we wanted to really experience playing football, we had to go outside and do that. Now the game is so real, it looked like you controlling TV people. So they don't have that ability, and your whole lymphatic system is shutting down. How many people want to be dead in 40 years? I mean 35 years, excuse me. Because if you're 15, you ain't got that long to go to 50.
Like my great grandmother, she like 92. She still live. Get her. She look good. She like she's 70.
92?
Yeah, 92. Look like 70.
Ask her how many times a week she ate.
Cause she do
Our
eat
list.
healthy.
No, our list. Go through the doodle.
Alright.
Go through the snot.
Like, oh, you don't see nothing like all like multi-grain crackers. Like she have all
Let me tell you
this
something.
stuff.
We hated to go to my grandma's house in
I
North
hate to
Carolina
go to
during
my
the
grandma's
summertime.
house. There's nothing in there that
There was
I like.
no Chinese restaurant. We had to walk mad far.
All
She
the
talking
way
about,
behind.
baby, you ain't gonna get no pop down here but once every week or two if you behave yourself.
Shing shing
Like-
Makahaya.
Did she say pop? Is she talking about lollipops or soda?
Soda.
I'm like, hold on. I'm not gonna drink a soda for 2 weeks? Well, how am I drink something? What am I drink every day?
Like she got organic.
Like in my mind, without soda, I was like, wait, what? Mom, I gotta come home. I'm not gonna get to drink anything for 2 weeks? She's like, no, you didn't drink soda. But, okay, well then what else is there?
What else is there?
Water. My grandmother drinks a lot of
Me
water.
and my cousin Alvin, we got brought home by the police. I must have been 9. He must have been 6. We was like, yo, we going to the store. We from New York. There's a store everywhere. Don't worry about it. You just start walking in a direction. You bump into a store. When you leave the store, you walk back in the same direction. You bump into home. Man, that direction was so long. And because we are who we are, police pulled up on us and said about 15 different people called up and said that we was casing their house to rob them.
A 9-year-old.
And a 6-year-old. So I explained to him, I was like, look, we don't know, we from New York, we looking for a store or whatever. So he put us in his car, drove us to the store, bought stuff, took it back to the house. Of course we got whooped and the stuff thrown in the garbage.
Oh no, really?
Oh, it wasn't. It was no type of game. Like, where was y'all at for these hours? Oh, wait, police brought y'all home? Officer, don't worry about it, I got him. You ain't gotta tell me the story. I'm gonna take care of him. We got whooped.
That's the problem now.
But
People don't get this beat.
correct. And it's not just children. Adults need whoopings too.
But some people.
Fights in the neighborhood kept the neighborhood in order.
Still be acting the same.
Sometimes people are not acting. So you're whooping to help you act straight if you're acting crooked. But some people are crooked. So it's like when people say you get money and change, money don't make nobody change. Money just makes you more of who you were. But when you don't have money, you depend on people. And when you depend on people, that means you have to pretend to be who that person likes in order for them to keep you straight. Once you get money and you don't got to depend on nobody, the real you comes out. Alright? So, I'm done. I'm glad y'all came out and had a good time. We Instagrammed it up. We talked about snot, doodle. We looked at fat people. Got to hear the lovely people.
I take that some type of way.
Alright.
This is awesome.
So, I hope y'all come back tomorrow. Well, no. Y'all little ones don't come back tomorrow. But y'all big ones have to come back.
Well, I'll be here.
Tomorrow we get to go in a little bit.
Cut it.